G'day web surfers, I'm Kabbaway and this is
Dissidia, Duodecim.
Oh, you gotta love that epic intro. Now this is a game that I was playing for a very long time. I was crazy obsessed with it. So the battle I really want to show you guys... Ugh, my stupid hand! Get out of the way! There you go. The battle I really want to show you guys is probably the hardest battle I've ever had in my entire life. It was the battle with Feral Chaos in the 000 storyline thing. Pardon me if I get it all wrong, it's been years since I've played. But yeah, it was really difficult because back then I didn't really have any internet, so I didn't really know any cheats or strategies. So I pretty much figured out how to beat him myself. Now the strategy I used was pretty simple. I had Bartz, because he's one of the easiest characters to play in my opinion. But basically all I did was repeatedly use the Hellfire technique, which is something he borrowed from Yuna. And immediately after casting Hellfire, I dodge every single time immediately after that.
I can handle them myself. Show your flame.
And it took me many hours to get this right. I think it was something between 40 to 50 hours just on this one battle alone. And you can tell that pissed me off a great deal. And when I finally beat this battle, it was late afternoon and everyone had gone for a sleep because it was really hot that day. And so everyone was asleep in the lounge room all around me. I'm like having the battle of my life here. And I can't even say a single word to vent how stressed I was during this battle. I was like, oh my god. Just a single wrong move and you're dead. So then when I finally got it, I couldn't even celebrate because I was gonna wake everybody up. But it was still so amazing. Yeah, not my strongest example of my gameplay right there, but I probably could have played this battle much smarter, but again, like I said, I was basically doing this on the fly. I didn't have any idea how to beat this guy. I was just kind of going in blind. And I did make a number of mistakes in this. Some of the biggest places where I messed up was when I'd leave the ground to try and do an aerial attack. But then, like that, from what I can gather, Feral Chaos seems to be very much at an advantage in the air, so the few times when I did accidentally get caught in the air, that's when I really got in trouble. So sticking to the ground and just using Hellfire was really effective because the way Hellfire is set up, it's at that distance that's far away enough that when he lunges at you, you can get him without him getting you. And that worked most of the time. And the other thing that I kept getting wrong, I kept going too quick for those X bursts. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have kept X mode on for longer to try and regenerate my health. That probably would have been a smarter strategy, but you know, you get caught up in the heat of the moment and you know, you just think on the spot with this kind of battle. And I'm really sorry if this isn't the most exciting battle you've ever seen. It looks like I'm not really doing much, but when you're actually playing Dissidia, your buttons are all over the place. You're just hitting X and hitting triangle and hitting the right trigger and the left trigger. You're kind of just hitting everything all at once. Oh man, you have no idea how much I was shitting myself here. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die before I even reach halfway. I was terrified. I was like, no, I have not wasted 50 hours of my life to lose again. I'm not gonna lose this time. I've seen some other playthroughs of this battle on YouTube, and I've noticed that their assist has been much more helpful than mine. I probably could have chosen a bit more of a quicker assist than Titus, because Titus was really annoying me here because he wasn't really doing much. I kind of used him to try and distract Feral Chaos a little bit, but as you can see, he didn't really end up doing much, and I just ended up in deeper shit because of him. Screw you, Titus. And at this particular point, I was like, oh god damn it, he's gonna kill me if I let him touch me. I was like, damn it, don't touch me. Get away from me, you creep. And another example of where I could have held out that X mode for a bit longer to try and regenerate some health, but just the heat of the moment, and I love that beautiful cutscene, so I just can't help myself. Now here, the following couple of minutes is probably going to be the smartest gameplay I'd ever done. Now, when you're trying to focus on landing attacks on him, you don't really get to see the little pop-ups that come up, like the effects of the summons he kept doing, which I probably should have paid more attention to that, otherwise I wouldn't have spent 50 hours on this battle. But as you can see there, his attack just tripled, and obviously that's near 10,000 damage he could have done, which could have killed me like 3 times over. But luckily enough, I managed to avoid getting hit by him just long enough for him to trigger a summon the second time, which swapped our points there. So I was able to land some massive damage on him. And I think if it wasn't for that swap, I probably would have died again. So I was really insanely lucky that I managed to hold out for that long. Because by this point, when you've been playing and dodging for so long, your fingers start to cramp up. My wrists and my fingers were just throbbing with pain, but I was like, no, I have to keep going with this. I think I literally had to pause the game like 2 or 3 times during this battle because my fingers were just that sore. And this moment felt so good to me. I felt like I was making a difference in the world. I felt like I had just done the best thing I ever could. And at this point, the adrenaline was like making my heart go really fast and I could barely breathe, because it's just like, this is the closest I've ever gotten. I think the previous time I fought this guy, I got down to like 7,000, but then he killed me. So I definitely felt the pressure to get these last few hits right, and that probably got to me in the final seconds. which you can kind of tell because I eventually ended up slipping up and almost dying, but luckily for me, I managed to avoid death, because if I had died being this close to victory, I probably would have raged so freaking much. But this particular moment, I wasn't really sure I was going to make it. I didn't notice that it was going to be bravery null, but that's the moment when my health was starting to get really low, and then all of a sudden my bravery went. I was terrified, and I was really pissed off because he kept dodging my attacks. But luckily I persevered for 2 more hits, and then I won. So I can't even tell you how happy I was with this battle. This was my first ever Superboss, and it was the hardest battle I've ever been in my life. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Bye!